Hi, Greg here, Kiwi Wanderers. This episode we're going to talk about brake controllers. I have the two most popular brake controllers fitted to our trusty Ranger, and today we're going to compare them side by side. We're going to talk about features, we're going to talk about ease of fitment, and we're going to talk about price. So stay tuned. Okay, so if you've just joined us, Kiwi Wanderers is Holly the dog, the boss, Sandy, the War Office, and me, the transport manager, and we are relative newbies touring this fine country in our Jayco Silverline. So if you'd like to learn from our experiences and mistakes on the road, please think about subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss a thing. Okay, so the two brake controllers I have fitted to our Ranger are the Redarc Pro Elite version 3 and the WITI wireless controller. Now the Redarc controller is wired into the vehicle and it's best done by an auto electrician. Although it's not hard to install, I fitted our one, and there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to install these. I did have the use of a hoist, thank you Mobile Mechanical Solutions in Palmerston, and I'm not sure that I'd do it again if I didn't have the use of a hoist. Whereas the WITI controller just plugs into the cigarette lighter outlet. Now you have to pair the WITI unit to the caravan, and it's pretty straightforward sort of a process, and I did this back in late December, and haven't had to redo it. It's been very robust connection, so that's great. And yeah, although I haven't swapped it to other cars, I would imagine once the controller is paired to the van, she's there and yeah, sorted. It's easily interchangeable between vehicles. Which is a good feature in my opinion. So you know, if our trusty Ranger was ever to let us down, I could borrow a vehicle off one of my friends and and carry on caravanning. Who am I kidding? I don't have any friends, and I especially don't have any friends who would loan me a vehicle with my driving record. Anyway, it might be a benefit for some of you if you need to swap vehicles or tow with two vehicles for any reason, so that's good. Righto, the features first up. Righto, both have inertia braking, as I think all brake controllers do, and both have a manual mode where you push the centre button and it brings on the brakes. This is designed for a sort of a trailer sway type situation where in an emergency you want to throw the brakes onto the trailer, and I've never had to use this and I hope I never do. The Redarc controller can be switched to user control mode where the trailer brakes come on if you just touch the brake pedal, and you can regulate how much they come on between 0 and 10, 0 being no brakes and 10 being absolutely everything. This is designed for off-road type situation or very steep hills where you want to bring the trailer brakes on and manually adjust how much braking the trailer is doing, and there's no inertia there, so yeah. The WITI controller has the same feature, but unlike the Redarc, where you have to stop the vehicle and change to a user control mode, it works out when you're going downhill and changes to this mode automatically. Very clever. WITI call this downhill braking assist, and it's fantastic. To try and show the difference this feature makes driving a heavy caravan down a hill, I've done a little experiment where I travelled down the same hill with the same caravan. First time with the WITI brakes, and yeah, the second time with the Redarc controller. The video is not as dramatic as I'd hoped, but when you're in the driver's seat, the difference is very apparent. With the WITI, it just requires a touch of the brake pedal and the trailer slows gently, keeps the whole rig in perfect control. Yeah, it's great. The Redarc run was in control as well, but with a lot more input on my part by pressing the brake controller, and then I just had to adjust it a fraction to make the braking a little bit more effective. So yeah, so both runs were very safe and very similar speeds, but with the WITI controller, I was bringing on the trailer brakes without even thinking about it really, and obviously that is the best way to come down any hill. I recorded the brake temps at the bottom of the hill, and although it appears that the Redarc temps are much higher, it's not a good indication, as I didn't record the temps at the top of the hill. So the Redarc run was after the WITI run, so yeah, not really all that helpful, but in my humble opinion, this is a real game changer for brake controllers. Well done WITI. And not like the Pavlova, they have actually invented this one. So the other feature that the WITI controller has is a thing they call brake smoothing. Now, I didn't notice the Redarc controller had any problems when we were using it. We've been using it for 6 months. But when we fitted the WITI controller, I definitely noticed the difference. The WITI controller took away those annoying little bumps and jerks when you come to a stop, especially noticeable around town. Another great feature is getting rid of that unbalance between the tow vehicle and the trailer. Has got to be good for everything. The tow hitch and the brakes on both vehicles will definitely be getting a much easier time. Okay, so those are the features. Costs. Now this is not straightforward. The WITI wireless brake controller is a $355 thing, and fitting it is very minimal. You just plug it into the socket and plug it in RJ45 connector to the caravan. The hardest bit for me was finding the screws to attach it. I think even my very talented wife could accomplish this. The Redarc controller is about $440, and it's a bit more involved in fitting it. If you had to get an auto electrician to fit it up, I would think it would be about $400 to $500. So on the face of it, it looks like the WITI controller has a cost advantage. But to have the WITI system, you need to have the WITI alarm installed in your van, which is a $590 thing plus installation. But in my opinion, having an alarm is sort of a necessary evil today. Keep the rat bags out, especially if you like using freedom camps like we do, and unattended dock camps. We did a video on security, and I'll put the link up here somewhere. Right, you can purchase the WITI stuff, all of the WITI products, off the New Zealand distributor. Good guys to deal with, the Tow Pro group out of the Waikato. They've got a web page. They've also got a page on there showing their New Zealand installers. So, yeah, great people to deal with. For me, the WITI unit is a step ahead of the other brake controllers out there, and the pluses are the brake smoothing, the downhill assist, and vehicle interchangeability. The only minus, well, it's not really a minus, but you have to have an alarm to use it. The New Zealand distributors loaned me the WITI unit to test out, and yeah, after having it for 3 or 4 months, I think I need to purchase it. The Redarc controller does the job, no doubt about it. It's been around for years, does a good job, but the WITI is just a step above. Right, that's it. So hey, so I hope this video has been useful. Coming up will be a review on the Elam level and the Boss 370 jockey wheel. So stay tuned.